Trucks are a crucial part of our lives, yet despite how huge they are, we tend to ignore them. We're going to change that with this two-part series about the mammoth road beasts that make everything happen. In this first part, we're going to check out an assembly line and see how these things are actually built. We're here at Volvo Trucks' New River Valley plant in Dublin, Virginia, where they produce all the trucks for the North American market. The biggest thing you notice in a factory that makes trucks is that everything is big. Bigger than you'd expect. You're constantly feeling dwarfed by everything, and the parts look more like locomotive than car parts. It makes you feel tiny.
So these are plastic parts that have just come from the paint shop. I really like this metallic periwinkle color.
Smoky Mountain Blue Metallic.
Oh, there you go. For Smoky Mountain Blue Metallic. 921756.
That's an inspection deck. Then from there, the conveyor system is bringing it back down this way. They're taking all of those parts, putting them on a system that'll now deliver it over to the assembly site.
At this point in our history, robots and humans still work together in harmony to create the frame of the truck. So if you're watching this after a robot uprising, remember, it doesn't have to be like this. Let this factory be an inspiration to your cause.
It's like a mechanical ballet when you watch these things, the way everything works together. They're graceful in a weird way because they're such brutal looking machines. I love it. I can actually sit here and watch this a long time. Apparently they're talking to each other to some degree. This suction guy carries. That guy in the middle, I believe, is the welder. And I think that one sings.
So one of the things they're doing, because the robot doesn't do it, is they're now starting to go inside the back of the cab and the corners to weld that additional stuff, because you want the structure to be like your house.
Now that the frame is put together, let's head to where they put the rest of the components in and give it an engine. The line runs a little more slowly here than in most passenger car factories, but the idea is the same. The frame moves down the line, and components like windshields and dashboards get installed as it glides by. Volvo even let me see what it's like to install some parts on the line. For some reason, they let me install an airbag unit, which seems like a terrible idea, but I'm sure they checked it out.
And then all you gotta do is just put the gun on there.
Okay.
Hold it steady and pull the trigger. And then it'll,
That's it?
Nope, not quite. Sometimes the thing will bounce up and it won't torque it all the way, and that was it.
That was it.
As they put together the body and frame of the truck, the engine and chassis of the truck is being put together on a different assembly line.
So here's the saddle that's going to hold the rear ends in place. This truck is upside down.
So just think about the size of that. It's a 13-liter inline-six, and I'm told the engine weighs as much as like a Honda Civic. There's a subtle detail, but I saw a worker, she laid down the wheel chuck over there, knowing that it's just going to, on its own, chuck the wheel in just a couple seconds here. And it's chocked. I don't know why this is satisfying, but it is. We're looking at the disc brake unit in the back. Everything's so big. Everything, I feel like I've been shrunken because everything is so much beefier than it is in a car. Like, come over here. The brake rotor itself is like 3 inches thick. It's crazy. You just never see anything of this kind of scale when you're working with a car. I wanted to make sure we stopped and pointed this out because they let us know this is a very increasingly rare thing to have on the line. This is an actual manual transmission that's being mated to this massive 13-liter engine. How rare would you say it is to get a manual now, percentage-wise? Less than 10%. So it's like the automotive industry in that manuals are kind of dying away. So I'm very excited that we got a chance to see this nice, honest manual transmission here. So they're gonna let me put a tire on the a whole wheel on the chassis here, which should be fun. My hands aren't really big enough to get more than... no, see. Boy, this is tricky because it's moving slightly the whole time.
Exactly. So that's, you kind of have to shift your body over.
Yeah. There you go. This feels like a weapon out of some video game. All right, let's see here. Trigger. And we're green. This is a lot of mass to move around. And you're not a big person, so...
Finally, the body and chassis are mated together, forming a complete truck. Trucks are the backbone of our economy, and without them, everything would come to a screeching, hungry halt. It's worth seeing how these underappreciated highway leviathans are built, if only just so you can wander around saying, "Holy crap, that's huge." Be sure to check out part 2, where we're going to see what these beasts are like to drive and, maybe crash.